Hello, super consistent famous YouTuber here. I've wanted to make a video ranking the phasmophobia maps for quite a while, and now that a new map just released, now seems like the perfect time. I want to keep this intro pretty short, but I'm just going to clarify two things before I start. One, this is an opinionated list, so if you don't agree with my rankings, don't tell me you're going to skim me or something in the comments. And second, this is going to include all the current maps in the game, as well as older, unreworked maps like OG Bleasdale and OG Grafton. But I won't include OG Asylum because I never actually played that. But yeah, I'm going to stop yapping and start the video. Last on my list is Sunny Meadows. I don't know if that's a hot take or not because I'm not really tapped into the phasmophobia community like that. Real quick, I'm going to get something out of the way, which applies to all of the big maps, because spoiler warning, they all have pretty low rankings. I don't really like big maps, because for me, they are a slog to play. They make the most boring part of the game, which is finding the ghost room, take so much longer than usual, and it makes stuff like van trips also take a lot longer, and the game overall feels a lot more tedious to play. And that'll be fine if the game played out a lot differently on big maps, and the gameplay was like different, but it doesn't. The game is very similar once you find the ghost room. It just makes uninteresting parts of gameplay a lot more drawn out. I guess you get more money, but like, I really couldn't care less. Now that's out of the way, onto Sunny Meadows itself. It has some cool aspects to it, some of the rooms have some really cool designs, but like I said before, I just don't think big maps are very fun to play on. And this map I'm pretty sure has the unfortunate of being the biggest. Also, parts of the asylum lock off during hunts, which can be super inconvenient, because if the part of the map the ghost room is in gets locked, you just have to sit there and not be able to interact with the ghost for a while, and there's no fear of dying to the ghost or anything like that. And because this is a big map, you're going to have lower sanity than usual, and more hunts are going to happen, so there's more of a chance you're just going to get locked behind that and just not be able to interact with the ghost. Okay, next on the list is Sunny Meadows Restricted. Honestly, thinking about it, I should like this map more. It has some of the cool room designs from Sunny Meadows, whilst not having the problem of being absolutely massive. But I just don't enjoy playing it. I think a big part of that would be it still has the issue of massive sections of the map getting locked during hunts. To be completely honest, I'm still not sure why I dislike this map as much as I do, but I do, and it's at the bottom of the list for Sunny Meadows. Now we have Prison. I'm not going to go on for too long because I've already said why I don't like big maps. The only reason this map is above Sunny Meadows is because it doesn't have an annoying gimmick of parts of the map being locked off during hunts. For me, this map is not fun to play at all. Searching all the cells for the ghost is just miserable. The final big map on the list is Brownstone High School, which for some reason is classed as a medium map even though it's absolutely gigantic. Not a big fan of this map, but it's definitely my favourite out of the big maps. I think you can have some pretty fun interactions with the ghost, like being chased down the massive hallways and quickly dying into a nearby classroom to hide and stuff like that, but overall, it's still pretty boring, and that's why it's 14th in my list. Okay, we are done with the big maps now, so I'll probably try and go a bit more in depth on my opinions of the maps now that it's not going to be connected to one big issue. So next on the list is the Grafton rework. I think this map is kinda meh. In my opinion, it's trying a bit too hard to be all ruined and destroyed. A house can be abandoned and rotting without looking like a tornado plowed through it. My biggest issue with this map is how dark it is. Like seriously, trying to navigate through this house during a hunt is the bottom 5 worst experience of all time. Overall, it's not a bad map, and it has some cool rooms like the mannequin room, but it's not a map I'm gonna regularly vote to play on. And next to the Grafton rework is its twin, the Bleasdale rework. The Bleasdale rework is the opposite of its counterpart, being a polished up modern house instead of a complete wreck. Also, like its counterpart, I think the map is just okay. I think having an outside section the ghost can haunt is cool, and the attic having all this witchy stuff is pretty neat. But apart from that, I think this map just didn't leave that big of an impact on me. I think the other modern houses in the game are a lot more fun, and that ends up in me rarely playing this map. It's a shame because I think both of the farmhouse reworks are a huge downgrade from their older versions, and that's why the Bleasdale rework is 12th on my list. Okay, I've just realised all the reworked maps are next to each other, but next to my ranking is reworked Maple Lodge. This map is solid. The whole campsite vibe it has going on is sweet. The little cabin at the edge of the map is cool. It has some really sick references to Slender Man and Friday the 13th. And you can also see Point Hope at the edge of the map, which is also pretty sick. The thing that drags this rework down so much for me is the massive reception area at the start of the map. I feel like that building takes so much away from the map because on the OG Maple, the only buildings were some bathrooms and the big lodge. And if you weren't near them, you had to completely run the tents for hiding. But now you have this massive building at the start of the map. It makes it so much more easy to evade and hide from the ghost, and takes so much away from what made the old Maple Lodge so good. At 10th place is Camp Woodwind, which is a bite-sized version of Maple Lodge. I think this map is pretty good, and it's great if you want a quick action-packed round. With it being the smallest map in the game, and the ghost having line of sight of you for the majority of the map, it means you have to always plan ahead and think on your feet, which can create for some really fun moments. Is it the best map in the game? No, but it's fun for what it is. Next on the list is Point Hope, and from what I've seen, it's actually pretty hated, which surprised me because I think this map is quite good. It definitely has its drawbacks. Scaling all the way to the top feels like a chore, and if you have a ghost room near the top of the lighthouse, van trips can be very tedious. But But I think with how unique the map layout is, it is worth the trade-off for the fun scenarios it can create. Being chased up or down the stairs is really fun, and having to choose between either quickly sneaking into a room after your head, or continuing to stick to the stairs and see if you can outlive the hunt is good shit. I've also had the shit scared out of me multiple times whilst I'm going up the stairs and I bump into the ghost mid-hunt. Holy shit!
We're all dead! No!
Oh! The map definitely isn't perfect, but I think it can be a lot of fun. Next up is the new map Neil's Diner. I wasn't fully sure where to put it because I'm not super familiar with it, but around here seems right, although there's a big chance my opinion will change in the future. It has cool visuals, good map design, new arms to mess around with, which I can always appreciate. What the fuck is this? Ugh. It's nice that they make smaller maps again. My favourite part of the map from the games I've played so far is the main diner area. Being able to hide behind and sneak behind the seats from the ghost drunk hunt is a lot of fun. I also think it's the only small map which you can loop around back to the start, which is really nice when you're being hunted and don't have a smudge stick. From what I've played so far, it's a pretty good map. 7th on the list is Ridgeview Court. This is the biggest out of the small maps, and to be honest, I can't really put my finger on why I like this map so much, but something about it just clicks with me. I think the way the classic maps were designed was really well. For example, if you're downstairs and the ghost starts hunting near you, you'll normally end up sprinting to the middle room and end up bumping into your teammates who are all panicking. And because of the way the game's forced your hand into this area, you then get a choice of running upstairs, going to the basement, looping by the table, or running to the other side of the bottom floor. And having to make that choice whilst panicking in a hunt is always chaotic in the best way possible. And because of the way the map is designed, you get moments like that a lot. Ridgeview is a great map. Next is Edgefield, which is kind of the counterpart to Ridgeview. I think what makes me like Edgefield more is how it's considerably smaller than Ridgeview, whilst having a similar design, which means it breeds those chaotic moments even more often. It's a really great map. 5th place is the OG Maple Lodge. A lot of what I liked about this map I already said when talking about the rework, so this is going to be pretty short. But it just had the good stuff in the rework, without the bad stuff in the rework. The reception. I remember playing this on release and it was a lot of fun. I really wish it didn't get reworked. Okay, the remaining maps are the maps which for me are the undisputed best in the game. And the 1 and 4th would probably be a lot of people's favourite, with it being Tanglewood. This is an incredible map. It's really small, which creates for fun, paced, fast rounds, and whenever a hunt starts, the whole lobby will erupt into chaos. Oh! I think the only thing which holds it back for me is with how small the map is, and if you're in a bad starting position in a hunt, and you don't have a smudge, it can be pretty annoying. But still, I don't think that takes away that much from how good the map is. Bonus points also for having the cool little potato dude. Honestly, I couldn't choose between 2nd and 3rd, so I'm just going to lump them together, with it being OG Bleasdale and OG Grafton. The atmosphere these maps had was great, and were easily the scariest maps this game ever had. They were designed well, and had great potential for funny and scary moments with the ghost. The maps also just looked really cool, and had a good creepy design to them. I get they wanted to redo the maps because they used stock assets, but I'm so sad they got remade because I love these versions of the maps so much more than the reworks. And my favourite map goes to Willow Street. It's a fantastic map. It has all the good things Tanglewood has going for it, with it being a small indoor map and having lots of chaotic moments, whilst having bigger hallways and more open areas, which gives you a much more fair chance for hunts. Also has stuff like an expanded basement, which makes the interactions down there a lot more fun. I pray they leave this map alone and don't rework it, because it's pretty much perfect in my eyes. Okay, that was my ranking. I don't know how much of my rankings were hot takes, because like I said, I don't really interact with the phasmophobia community that much. So if you disagree or whatnot, let me know what with and why. I also feel like I probably should have gone a bit longer and into more detail about my opinions of the maps. But for a lot of them, I just wanted to give a quick reasoning on if I liked it or not. And I feel like if I tried to make myself say more, I would just start yapping and saying, oh, the teddy bear placement is incredible, and adds so much atmosphere to the map, or something stupid like that. I mean, I did kind of do that with the potato and Tanglewood, but yeah. Oh well. Thank you for watching.